friends, will you pray with me? Gracious and loving God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto you, my God, my strength, and my Redeemer. Amen. So, if you have been paying attention, and I know which ones of you do, if you've been paying attention, you will recall that we talked about John the Baptist as described in the Gospel of Mark. So this morning when we heard the Gospel once again talking about John the Baptist, you probably said, wait a minute, we already heard that. But today we get a different view from the Gospel of John. And here we see the Baptist as a prophet. The voice crying in the wilderness, and he's saying, pay attention. Pay attention. Something really important is just about to happen. Because the Baptist came to witness to the light. To the light. And the people were called by John to believe. They were called to believe in the light. The one who was to follow would not only be sent by God, but is a part of God. So this is the light. This is the light, the light, the very being of God. So, throughout so although the synoptic gospels, that's your theological term for this week. The synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, emphasize the physicality of Jesus. The Gospel of John emphasizes the immanence of the Christ. And we're talking about something bigger than we are. And yet something that is part of who we are. Part of what we are. The light that is within us. The light that is around us. The light that is through us and that connects us with one another. That connects us to one another. To our world. And to God. So, now that's all very interesting theology. Okay? But what does that mean for us in 21st century Milwaukee, Wisconsin? See, we tend to avoid the light. We do. We find our own private dark places and we stay there. We don't want to be seen. We don't want to be recognized. We think that if we just sort of lay low, everything will be okay. And yet, we complain. We complain that we're not recognized by those around us. And many of us complain that we're not recognized as whole people. We complain that the people around us see us yet as less than human. We can't have it both ways. See, we can't hide in the darkness and still be recognized. We are called. Every one of us is called to come into the light. We are called to be a part of the light of Christ. We're called to stand up. We are called to stand up and to attest that all of us, not only LGBT people or straight people or people in any classification, all of us are created by God in the image of God and are loved by God. But my friends, we're called to be more. We're called to step up when anyone is treated badly, because of skin color, native language, disability, sex or gender identity, or any of those myriad of other things that we choose to lean on to make people different from us, to make people less than us. We're called to step up. When the powers of the world, the people of privilege, treat our brothers and sisters with disdain, we are called to speak out. When children call each other names, we are called to speak out. When our brothers and sisters who have paid the price for their mistakes through incarceration, we're called to speak out for the right to live in our community, even to work in our community. We're called to spread the MCC umbrella to protect those who cannot protect themselves. To take risks where risks must be taken. And at the very least, in this season of hope, we are called to show the hope that we have, that each and every one of us has, and to share that hope with others, and to reach out and to help others to find that hope for themselves. So, in this time of waiting, in this time of preparation, we're called to prepare ourselves. And we're called to prepare the way, because the Baptist prepared the way for the coming of the light, for the coming of the light of the world. We are called to prepare the way by standing up and saying that we, those of us in this church this morning, those of us in the city of Milwaukee, those of the people in the United States, those of us in the world, all of us are created in the image of God and filled with the light of God. So we'll go from this place today, whether you know it or not. We're going to go from this place today glowing in God's light. Glowing in God's light. And not reflected light of God, but light that comes from within us. The light of God. We go out, or maybe for some of us, we come out to share that light with the world. We no longer hide in the darkness. Rather, we are filled with the light. We witness the light, and it's our job to help light up the world. Amen?
Amen.
Please join us in our